And welcome everybody to the Outdoor Products Wakeboard Classic here in Hartford, Connecticut. This is the Bud Wakeboard Series. Dan Debenham along with Tony Finn, and a beautiful shot of the course here in Hartford, Connecticut, where the fans always come out in droves. They're just beginning to line the shores right now.
This is always one of our best stops. The competitors like it, and the crowds, the fans go wild here in Hartford.
Well, it's about 84 degrees. It will get warmer as the competition heats up. Very light winds, partly cloudy skies. However, it looks like there are some clouds off to our south, and they might be coming our way. We'll check on that throughout the day. Scott Byerly set a new world record in Philadelphia with that total score of 21,073 points. This is Gator, and he is hurting, Tony.
Well, Gator has a hurt ankle, but you know what? I don't think it affects him. The guy is amazing. He doesn't care. His ankle's hurt, but he's going to go big today, I'm sure.
And, Tony, here's another guy that we can expect to go big, Darin Shapiro, who had a great week last week in Philadelphia.
Oh, Darren always goes big. Now, that pass that he had of over 21,000 points would have been a world record if it wasn't for Scott's world record just a few minutes before.
All right, let's get to the action. This is Mike Weddington. He's 20 years old from Raleigh, North Carolina, 5'11", 160 pounds. Most of these guys are short, lean, and strong.
Mike Weddington's also a snowboarder, skateboarder, a surfer, and the guy even plays some croquet. He does it all. But you know what about Mike is he's been on tour this whole year, and this is his first trip to the finals, and he's performing well today, getting huge air. Big air time and landing way out in the flat. That was a fakie to front roll right there. He's got 2 seconds left, and it's an air fakie to front. Mike Weddington, he's got to be stoked, you know, coming out on Sunday, your first time in the finals, and golly, he really does well.
Let's take a look again. This is beautiful open shutter slow-mo cam.
Nice air roll there. Good form for Mike Weddington.
He's got a total of 9,610 points for his first pass, trying to build on that with his second pass. 25 seconds is the total time allotted on that freestyle clock. Watch it in your top left-hand corner. As it counts down, Mike Weddington begins to heat up.
Mike Weddington's going to have to put in a few harder tricks right now if he wants to have a chance to beat Scott or Gator. There's a Mobius. Ooh! Goes down on the Mobius. That's unfortunate. He put the trick in, but he doesn't seem that bummed. You know why? First trip to the finals, great first pass, goes down on one of the hardest tricks in wakeboarding, a Mobius.
And what happened here, Tony?
Well, he gets good air, nice handle pass. Oh, it looks like he just catches his inside edge right there and causes him to stall a little bit, and he goes down.
Of course, that'll cost him in the point department. That pass picks up 3,173 for a two-pass total of 13,323, and that will be far shy of the winning pass here today, I can guarantee you. Well, we do know that there are 2 passes total, but Tony, why don't you go ahead and take us through the rest of the judging and scoring process.
Well, here on the Budweiser Wakeboard Series, the riders do get 2 passes. Each pass is 25 seconds. You can do 5 tricks per pass, plus a wild card only on your second pass. Each trick is assigned a predetermined point value. For example, the Mobius is 1,600 points. Now, the judges also award on style points. The bigger you get, the higher you go, and the more intensity that you have out there on the water, the better.
Well, Gator can certainly do all of that, and he is up next on the Bud Wakeboard Series. The Outdoor Products Wakeboard Classic here in Hartford, Connecticut is being brought to you by Outdoor Products. Backpacks made in the USA. And by Sea-Doo. Everybody's doing it. Sea-Doo. Welcome back to Hartford, Connecticut. As you just saw, Mike Weddington, they call him Shreddington Weddington or Dewey. Dan Debenham, along with wakeboarding contributing editor Tony Finn. And Tony, we are seeing great performances on the part of the newcomers, even better performances on the part of the veterans.
Well, Dewey Weddington, everybody calls him Dewey because he just looks like Dewey. His first pass, terrific. Second pass, a little bit of rookie jitters. However, I'm going out on a limb, I'm predicting another world record here. The side is beautiful, the competitors are pumped.
All right, and our next competitor on the water, they call him Gator, Eric Lutgert. He is 18 years old, only 18 years old, and Tony Finn is the best freestyle rider in the world.
Well, Gator is the Expression Session World Champion, and you can see why with tricks like that. That was a trick Gator invented, the Hoochie Glide, and he did that Hoochie Glide to fakie. Gator's really coming on strong here. Won the Sea-Doo last week and is 4th in the current standings here on the Bud Wakeboard Series. Half-cab stalefish roll for Gator. Gator's looking really seasoned today. Boom, nose grab, front flip for Gator. He's got to be stoked on that first pass. You know, the ankle doesn't seem to be bothering him at all, Dan.
No, we did see that ankle heavily wrapped. Forget that right now and just take a look at the replay.
Gator has a really unique style, a snowboard skating type of style, a lot different than some of the other competitors. Look at him stick his tongue out. Jordan-esque right there. Good carve into the wake. Front flip and a nice grab, and holds on to that nose for a while, and the judges like that. Little bit forward right there, but he holds on.
Tony, he went huge on some of those tricks. Picks up 10,003 points in his first pass. The freestyle clock begins counting down. This is his second pass.
Hey, I'll tell you, if Gator can put together a good pass right here, he can put a lot of heat on Scott and Darren, and it may be a world record. I mean, the records are falling all the time here. There's a switch stance roll for Gator. An air half cab roll. Ooh, he almost goes down. He's got only 4 seconds left. The Mobius! Oh, Gator nails both passes. Maybe he should have his ankle hurt all the time. Gator looks great today.
Gator stepping up with injury and really unloading 2 passes in a row, and here's one of the reasons why.
That's a nice Mobius. He gets a little bit forward on his landing, but he nails it, and he's very, very pleased.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the point total. We saw his first pass, his second pass, 10,423 for a 2-pass total of 20,426 points.
Well, that's not enough for a world record, but the interesting thing, Dan, is it would have been just 1 short year ago.
Well, this is Insane Zayn. Zayn Schwenk, who is better known in the freestyle jumping world, but enjoying the wakeboarding world in this his first season on the wakeboard tour.
Well, I'll tell you, Zayn's really coming into his own. I mean, he never falls. The guy's wakeboarding really well. I haven't seen him fall hardly at all. Look, there's a tantrum for Insane Zayn. He's got 7 seconds left. A scarecrow for Zayn. Zayn has a different style, coming from a freestyle jump background, and ooh, look at that. Now, most people would have fallen, but Zayn always seems to hold on, as he does on that front side fakie roll to front. And look how happy he is.
He's very strong, Tony. I was saying 5'7", 150 pounds, but he uses all that strength when he needs it the most. We saw that little butt bounce, if you will, but he bounces up and hangs on, and that is one of the things that Zayn is known for.
Yeah, Zayn is known for occasionally doing the butt check. Look at this trick right here. I mean, he pretty much lands on his derriere, but he somehow pulls it off.
Zayn Schwenk, a professional skier at Cypress Gardens, and includes in his hobbies rollerblading and partying.
Well, he likes to have a good time. That's why he's called Insane Zayn. Started off with the front side, oh! Bends deeply at the waist, has to check with his hand, but he holds on. Like always, Zayn will not go down. There's an air fakie roll to front. He's got 3 seconds left. Is he going to put in a wild card? Yes, it's the Mobius! Zayn throws the Mobius in right at the end there, and boy, he must be stoked. Zayn, a happy man today. Yeah.
Look at that expression. Here's a look again at the wild card. It's a Mobius just able to hang on, leans back, pulls the rope tight, and pulls it off.
Zayn! Oh, doctor!
Yeah. It's the first time I made a mob, man.
Hey, you look like you've been doing it for a long time.
Off the ramp, maybe, but not on the wake.
Yeah, so you threw it in as your wild card. I mean, how's that going to affect your total points?
Well, hopefully it'll boost it up. I think the judges know, well, I yelled them, yeah, it's the first time. So they know it's the first time I made that, but the rest of my run was kind of sketchy. Hopefully it'll pull through and put me up there with these big dogs here.
Well, look like you're doing a lot of your butt checks, I call it.
Yeah, I was a little nervous coming in here. Today is, or actually yesterday was the first day I met my grandfather, and I'm pretty excited to be up here. So it's the best part about this tournament right now.
I'm sure your grandfather must be pretty impressed, pretty stoked on you.
Yeah, if he can see me, I think he is. But
get him out there on a wakeboard.
I'm trying to. He's 80 though, you know. He's kind of old. But we'll get him. Thanks, man.
I can see the reunion now. Hey, Grandpa, nice to meet you. Look, I'm a professional wakeboarder, and oh, by the way, I'm in second place. Gator owns the top spot. Mike Weddington is in third. Right now, it's time for Tony Finn and another tech tip.
Every week, I try to give you a little bit of an insight into the world of wakeboarding and actually even give you some tips to help you improve your own wakeboarding ability. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, fins. There's basically 3 different types of fin setups that you can use. The tri-fin setup, the single fin setup, and the twin tip, twin fin setup. The tri-fin setup is for beginners. Once you learn how to carve from side to side and can get a little bit of air, take the side fins out. They're like training wheels, and you don't need them. Now we move to the single fin. This is where about 60 to 70% of the wakeboarders need to be. This gives you the perfect combination of stability and flexibility. Allows you to carve hard into the wake, get big air, and allows you to slide it and then start learning how to ride fakie, which is backwards. Now, once you're ready to go huge, go fakie, do all kinds of cool stuff, rolls to reverts, whatever you want, you need to get the twin tip, twin fin setup. This is a board that all the expert riders are riding now. So, there's basically 3 different types of fin setups for 3 different styles of riding.
Actually, there's 4 types of fins. Tony is included as well. And this is the champ, Scott Byerly. He's up next.
Put your painting.
Kevin Ham along with Tony Finn and a few folks picking up a little food.
Look at that. Look at the lettuce the guy's putting on his burger. Ooh, look at those fries. Dan, I tell you, I'm getting hungry.
Hey, let's take a look back at earlier today when we had the Budweiser Wakeboard Series Sea-Doo Freestyle competition. And Scott Byerly was wearing the helmet, which means, Tony Finn, that he was more than likely going to go over the ramp.
Yeah, they've really expanded the Sea-Doo competition, allowing the riders to go off the ramp, and it's turned into one of the most enjoyable events out here on tour. Here's Byerly with the nice air roll to fakie. I mean, you can really do a lot behind these Sea-Doos. The riders really enjoying themselves. And remember, in the Sea-Doo competition, the judges judge you on intensity, style, and how big you go, and also creativity. And there goes Scott, a 360 off the ramp, and that was enough for victory for Scott Byerly.
Yeah, Byerly finished in first, followed by Darin Shapiro, and then Zayn.
Scott throwing in a nice front flip there off that Sea-Doo wake.
Haven't had enough of Scott, that's all right. We got him back for you here on the Mastercraft Pass, his first of 2. This is the world record holder and world champion, Scott Byerly.
Well, that was last week in Philadelphia when Scott Byerly set a brand new world record. But every day is a different day here on the Bud Wakeboard Series, and Gators performed really well, and Dean Lavelle and Darren are yet to come. Nice Indy tantrum for Scott Byerly. 10 seconds left on that freestyle clock. A half-cab stalefish roll for Scott. He's got 4 seconds left. There's a Mobius. Ooh, Scott Byerly goes down on that Mobius. He leaned forward and went down, and I'll tell you what, there's not going to be a world record for Scott Byerly today. Cannot fall out here on the Bud Wakeboard Series and expect to win. The competition is that tough.
Yeah, and Tony, it looks like, let's see if he does it again here on the replay. It looks like he was upset with the boat driver. He points his thumb down as in either the boat speed was down or he didn't have enough speed. Anyway, his score is down, 8,370. Let's see if he can pick it up in his second pass.
Well, if Scott puts together a nice performance here on his second pass, he still could be up there in the top 1, 2, or 3 competitors. Now, I'll tell you something else. The Mobiuses and the tricks that Scott are doing are very, very difficult. He's going for a world record every time he's out there, and he goes down there on that half-cab Indy front flip, and today is not Scott's day behind the Mastercraft. He looks very, very upset.
Where did his problem start, Tony? Right here?
Well, he gets a nice carve into the wake. He grabs it good. Big air on that half-cut Indy. Oh, he over-rotated. He definitely over-rotated, landed on the nose, and goes down.
Tony's shaking his head. I think he's still trying to figure out what went wrong. His point totals are certainly down. A 2-pass total of 12,603 points. Disappointment on the face of Scott Byerly.
See, which way are we going? We're going that way first.
So an excellent opportunity for Dean Lavelle. He is next on the water. But earlier today, cool. Tony Finn had a chance to talk to the man that we call the 10-event skier.
A little rough for me.
Dean, you do practically everything there is to do behind a boat. I mean, you barefoot, you air chair, you freestyle jump, and of course, you wakeboard. How do you have time to do all that stuff?
Definitely takes a lot of time to ski in all those disciplines, but you just got to keep, you practice. They all kind of help each other out with the air sense and stuff. When you're doing flips off the ramp and doing flips on an air chair and stuff, it helps out with the wakeboarding as well. So it all kind of ties in.
Now, it seems like you focused on wakeboarding a lot this season.
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I've really been concentrating on going out and practicing on some hard sets in wakeboarding and really focusing on my wakeboarding this year. Trying to do a lot better this year.
You know, you worked at SeaWorld for 5 years. I was really surprised when I found out that you quit.
Yeah, I did leave SeaWorld. It's a really great place, and it was definitely the building blocks that I needed to get to where I am today. And, you know, the people there help your attitude out really well, and so you learn a lot from that place. But it did hold me back. Like I was saying, I'm training a lot more. Well, that's because I left SeaWorld. When I worked at SeaWorld, you had to be there 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Well, now I train wakeboarding.
So you made a sort of a career change from being a show skier into a professional wakeboarder, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm still sort of a show skier, I feel like. I just go and perform for people all the time. And that's how I feel when I'm competing as well. It's like I feel like I'm performing for the audience or the show, you know.
You're like a show wakeboarder.
Yeah.
Is that how you earned the nickname Clean Dean?
I guess so, yeah. And I'm just out there to have a good time and show off for the crowd. That's what I'm doing.
Well, listen, you've always been a bridesmaid, though. You've never been the bride. You don't have one tour victory yet. I mean, what are you doing to correct that?
I'm training my butt off this year. I definitely feel like I can be there this year. It's like last year, you know, I was just kind of working third and fourth place, maybe on a good day, third place. Now it's like I'm hitting some second places, and I'm there. It's like a little bit more training, and I'm going to be there. Definitely, I'm coming to get those first place riders.
All right, well, hey, good luck for the rest of the season. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Clean Dean, hoping to clean up here in Hartford. Stay with us as Dean Lavelle is next. Welcome back to Hartford, Connecticut for this stop of the Bud Wakeboard Series. Dean Lavelle, Clean Dean, as we just found out before going to break, is on the water right now. Can he clean up? Well, the clock is winding down. Here comes Dean Lavelle for his first pass.
Well, Dean said he had a victory inside of him. Let's see if it comes out today. Starts off with a fakie to front railie, and then an air roll to revert almost hits the cameraman. Now a back to front roll for Dean Lavelle. A front flip with the method grab. And an air front flip. Oh, slide over rotation for Dean, and Dean goes down on that air front flip. I don't think it's a victory because of that fall.
You know, Tony, we have seen a lot of these guys going down early here today. Do you see anything different with the water, or?
No, I think the water's fine. You know what it is that the riders are continually putting more difficult tricks into their passes. An air front flip is a tough trick. And Byerly, he fell on his Mobius. So you have to put the toughest tricks that you can do into your pass. We're going to see some falls, but we're also seeing some stellar performances. And Dean Lavelle starts out with a fakie to fakie air railie. Nice carve into the wake with the tantrum there, a grab tantrum. Nice for Dean. There goes, oh, he goes down on a back-to-back roll. I've seen him nail that trick lots of times. Maybe he does have a few jitters today, but Dean goes down and goes down a little early here on his second pass.
Tony, he just kind of skipped right out of that, almost like a stone skipping across the water.
Yeah, that's a nice tantrum right there for Dean. Good crisp landing, nice air. Now he turns the board into the fakie position so he can carve into the wake fakie for his back-to-back roll. Looks like he threw it a little bit late and lands a little bit too much on the tail, and Dean Lavelle goes down.
And his score for that pass, 3,957. His two-pass total, 12,237. Eric Leckert, Gator, remains in first place. Darin Shapiro is the final man on the water, and certainly the Scud has a great opportunity to pick up a win here in Hartford.
Well, the Scud definitely has some things to shoot for. Gator's got 20,426 points, and Scott Byerly's world record is 21,073 points, and Darren thinks he could beat both of them, and he's starting out beautifully here today. Good grab on the fakie roll to front for Darin Shapiro. Carves a little bit there. Backside Mobius, that's 1,500 points. Coming in for a switch step, Mobius. Oh, back-to-back Mobiuses. Oh, my, Darren Shapiro looking like he wants that world record.
A very determined Darren Shapiro with back-to-back Mobiuses here, Tony.
Yeah, Scott Byerly was the first person to put back-to-back Mobiuses in his run, and now Darren, the air he got on that backside Mobius, and then switches aboard to fakie right here, coming in for a switch stance Mobius. Not quite as much air, but great extension. Good clean handle pass. He nails it, and the judges are impressed.
Well, that was his first pass.
Look at that.
10,937 points. He is certainly on a pace to break that world record.
And according to Darren Shapiro's attack sheet, if he nails all his tricks, he will break the world record. Air method front flip right there for Darren Shapiro. Nice carve into the wake. Turns the board backwards here, coming into the wake fakie. It's a fakie to front grab roll. He's got 3 seconds left. Oh! Mobius, a backside air Mobius, and that's going to be enough. Darren Shapiro, the brand new wakeboard world record holder. Here's Darren on his backside air Mobius. Gets a good carve against the wake to give him a little bit of momentum. Nice handle pass. He nails the air Mob worth 1,600 points.
And with that total, 10,633, combined with his first pass, that is the new world record holder and our winner, Darren Shapiro. Gator finishes in second, Zayn in third, then Mike and Scott Byerly round out 4 and 5, but here is our winner, Darren Shapiro.
Oh, Doctor, you went off today, brand new world record.
Well, that's cool, you know, I mean, because Byerly's been really skiing hot, and I knew he was going to throw all his big stuff today. And there's a good chance that he was going to stand it because, you know, he's skiing really good this year. But I said, well, I might as well throw the dice and have a big pass and see what happens, and it went well.